right, you guys are sure you guys are familiar with this guy. Old Swimmer 372 running on alcohol and an expansion chamber. 10-pin sprocket. You know, so far we don't have the RPM we're looking for, but in the meantime, I'm going to play with the chain, sprocket, you know, stuff like that. So the last time I was basically running one of the Husqvarna Raker gauges with the hardwood setting. And this time, we're going to try the softwood setting, but we're running in hardwood. So let's see how much of a difference that makes. Because the last time I noticed the saw really didn't have any pull through the wood, you know? So we're going to see if this makes a difference. That's the only change. Now, the last two videos on it did not have much cutting. They were mostly me talking about the build, explaining it, what I did, some of the troubleshooting along the way. There was footage of cutting in it, but not really a cutting video. So today is going to be more of a cutting video. We're going to make some cuts. And I've been having a lot of trouble keeping the phone far enough away because of how loud this thing is. It really screws with the camera. So we'll see how this works out. I'm going to try to pull the camera a little further away today and see if we can help save it. I think what I'm going to do is push the camera down closer to the ground. Maybe that'll help. You know what I mean? So I'll try to put the tripod at like a foot off the ground, and we'll see if that helps with the noise. That way the pipe is shoving the noise up in the air, you know what I mean? So let's see how this makes out now with a deeper Raker setting. All right. There we go. I like that a lot better. A little deeper on the Raker. So run the softwood setting in the hardwood. That definitely helped a lot. Did you see the one spot there where I pushed her down a little too hard and I got her off the power band? I think she might have been the second cut on that bigger wood. If you missed it, well, heck, I'll replay it here for you. I think it's the second cut. I got her off the pipe. I pushed down too hard. The RPM went low, and it's like a switch. You lose power. You got to be careful. You know, you got to keep it on the pipe. The pipe is where it's kind of like a a terminology that we use about making sure you keep your RPM at the sweet spot. You know what I mean? But I pushed a little too hard and she got off the pipe. Let me replay that for you. All right, so I'm a lot happier now. I think this 10-pin setup is great, especially on something this size, which is probably 14, 16 inches, somewhere in there. If we end up in a position where we're running an 8x8 piece of wood at a race or something, I should probably bump it up a little bit. That's a 10, maybe an 11. I don't know if she'll be able to take a 12. I don't even know if those things will fit in there. They're so big, I don't even know if they'll fit. We'll have to figure that out. You know what I mean? All right, I'm a lot happier with the way the chain's feeling now. She wanted to be, she wanted a little hungrier chain is what it was. And she feels awesome to run. You notice how when I'm pulling the trigger, it's like it's slow right off the start, and then all of a sudden it's like wham. So part of that is me. I'm not just smashing the trigger. I realized that the very first instant of the trigger pull is just a little lean. So I have to kind of ease into it. But once I get past that very first instant, like once the RPM starts to come up just a little bit, then I can smash it. And that's what you're kind of seeing there. And there's a couple of cuts there where it showed like it might have been a little lean returning to idle. So I still have adjustment left on this for the low speed circuit, so I'm gonna fatten it up some. I just don't have a screwdriver on me right now. That's the only reason I didn't do it. But I still have some adjustment left on the low speed side. So yeah, we'll fatten it up a little bit. That should help clean up those two little things. But it feels awesome in your hands. It does. It's definitely a unique feeling. You know what I mean? There's something about that expansion chamber and the snap, you know, that little, I don't know, it's hard to explain. There's something about it. You love it. It may not be the fastest expansion chamber 372 build in the world, but it's still fun, you know? I'm gonna have to do some tweaks to the port work to try to stretch them RPM out a little higher. And when I do that, I'm gonna have to redo the expansion chamber so that it hits higher in the RPM range. So it's just, those are some tweaks I don't want to do right now. I got other stuff, you know. I got stuff that's not even built yet, and I'm planning on taking to a race at the end of July. So I think I'm just going to leave it as is for now, and we'll work on those other tweaks down the road. You know what I mean? In the meantime, we can run with it, have some fun with it, you know, play with it. Who doesn't like playing with it? You know what I mean? So, hey, I hope you enjoyed this one. We'll catch you in the next one. Later.